Obviously, wasn't a fun evening down in Louisville. I enjoy and love watching our kids play. But we obviously didn't get it done. And again, it starts with me. Like I told the kids, it starts with all the coaches. And again, it comes down to execution. We've got to be better. We got to do a better job coaching them on all the details. I threw up a drive chart. We watch it on tape. You guys go get this drive chart analysis probably in your thing. You probably look at it and go, what the heck is it? But it's like one of my favorite sheets. And just try to, you watch the tape and then you visually got to look at it and go, okay, what the heck happened? And to me, it's a 10-minute, kind of, hey, what happened here? I'll start with defense, who played a pretty darn good game, give up 17 points. The first touchdown, they go 8 plays, 75 yards, with 3:21 in the first quarter. They hit us on like a bubble go out of a 2-by-2 formation, and they don't run bubbles. It was kind of disappointing that we gave that up, and it was wide open in the end zone. You go, what's going on? That was one that got us on. I don't know if it's called a trick play, but it's kind of a trick play, and sucked us in on that one. They kick a field goal, or they get the next touchdown, which we know the throwback to the quarterback. We could have played it better. Again, I always go back to, how do we coach it? And like you see something, you learn from your mistakes. But, guy goes in motion, which we see a lot of. We call it orbit motion, goes in motion, and they threw it to him. But as the backside end, who happened to be Deslin, and it's not his fault at all, sees that the deeper that guy is, stay back. It's just, you just add to your, you just kind of add it to your checklist of things that, that we've got to coach. And you didn't see the play, but, you're going to see copycats. So we're always working on how are we going to tell, how's that end, tell what's going on there. But so that's, they get that one, and it hits on a seam pass, which that's the second time we've got hit with that one. So we didn't learn from that one. So that's disappointing. And then, they get a field goal after we turn it over on downs. They go 33 yards. But overall, you look at the defense, there's still things that we can get better at. And it's still, when it's 10-7, I'm like, hey, guys, in the third quarter, I'm like, it's 10-7. They don't score, we win the game, period. I don't care what our offense does. That's our attitude. Then you look at the offense, and, we all want to talk about the turnovers, and rightly so. The first one, Here's the rundown. Obviously, we've got to do a better job as coaches of making sure we don't throw it to the other guys. Okay, we got to make sure we don't, fumble the ball. And again, we got a helmet on the ball, which are sometimes the hardest ones to take care of. But the first interception, it's 2nd and 10. We're at the plus 29-yard line. We're in field goal range already. When just think of points, we got to protect the ball. We got to make better decisions. Carter's opened up the flat, just bad decision. Wanted to throw it down, thought he had a shot. Just got to throw a better ball if you're going to throw it deep. Next one is 1st and 10 at the plus 18-yard line. We're moving the ball down. We're down in the red zone. That's what hurts the most is you're down where you need to. 1st and 10 plus 18-yard line. Five-play drive to that, we fumble the ball. Doing some of that Wildcat stuff. 1st and 10 at the plus 28, we throw another interception, moving down the field. Again, it's not like it's 4th down and you're turning it over and it's like, okay, it's those. We're down there. It's not like you're turning it over in your own territory. We move the football, which is what offense is supposed to do. We're just supposed to hold on to it and put points on the board. And then the last one, really, it's a 1st and 10 at the plus 35, okay? And, there's 4:21 left to go in the game. It's a 17-10 ball game. This is what it comes down to. And again, as crappy as you can say we played and turnovers and all those things, we still got a chance to win the game with 4:21 to go in the game. And, we don't make good decisions. So we get the ball down. Again, 1st and 10 at the plus 35. We're striking. I'm already in my head thinking about, we're on the road. We going for 2 or not? Are we going to get home at 4 o'clock in the morning? Are we getting home at 3:30 in the morning? What are we going to do? Chris was tired. Wanted to get him back. We get an illegal procedure. So now it's 1st and 15 at the 40. Okay, and then that's when we throw our pick. So and again, it's a protection issue. It's a snap cadence issue. It was a no huddle, going from no huddle. We were in a I won't give you the terms, but we were in a no huddle, 2 minute to get to that point, to that 35-yard line. Then we went into a huddle mode, and our cadence was still in a no huddle tempo, and it was a mistake. And again, something we got to work harder on to make sure we got across there. We wanted to take our time, and now we can run some runs, and that's and again we screwed it up. So. That's the rest of the story. But we put it to rest. We got to learn from it as coaches and players and get better and coach from it. But always impressed with the way our guys play. They hang in there. They fight. We just got to protect the football. You can't win games. It doesn't matter. You could rush for 300 yards. If you turn the ball over, it doesn't matter. You can throw for 300. It doesn't matter. But we got a really good North Carolina team that we got to go face down there. Mac does a great job. As you guys know, he's a legend. And Gene Chizik as the defense coordinator, and Phil Longo does a great job at scheming you up. He's going to go back and look at the throwback to the quarterback. Their quarterback's a guy who can do that. But he's a guy that, I would term as a copycat guy. He's going to take every play that's hurt us this year, and they're going to run it. Okay, Louisville wasn't that type, but they actually took some plays and threw those in there as well. So it's something now we're defending North Carolina, and you got to go back and look at everything, pull everything out that fits into their DNA, and work it this week. So I think they got one of the top offenses in the country, top 10 about every category. The May kid is outstanding. The receiver Josh Downs. They're dominant right now. So defense will have a great challenge. Offense has got to rebound and protect the football and score points. Questions?
I saw that Owen Drexel was not on the depth chart. Is he done for the season?
No. EJ just gave me a depth chart for the first time, and I said, what's Owen still doing on there? So, no, he's not done for the season. I would tell you if he was, Jerry, right?
Pat, given the struggles, overall team struggles on offense, how has Keaton handled his leadership abilities and his leadership?
I think he's done a great job. It's like we talked as an offense last night. Keaton played above average. Okay, above average. I thought played good. Matter of fact, at one point he was 9 of 11, which I didn't realize. I don't count those things, but 9 of 11 at one point. But he played really good in the first half. Again, I'm not just talking throwing the ball. If you just go back and watch the first half, watch how you do. I mean, he's making great decisions in the run game as well and getting the right checks. And second half, he didn't play very good. Why is that? I don't know. At the end of the half, he took a couple shots. Not to the point where he had a concussion, but those shots, we got to protect our quarterback, and I think it affects every quarterback in the country. We know defensively we're trying to get as many hits as we can and try to affect them because it affects their mindset and getting ball. Just get it out of there. They just want to throw it, So we got to protect our quarterback. We know that. That's a key every weekend. But he played really good in the first half and didn't play so good in the second half. And even in the run decisions that you guys won't see, watching it, you're just going to say the O-line didn't block anybody. Well, we're running into a problem. So that's something we got to work on and fix and find out why. So that's our job.
Pass rush is getting better these days. Every game I see the quarterback run for his life. Not just your game, but all games. There's better pass rushers today than
I guess. Nobody wants to play receiver. They want to put some weight on to go play defensive end. Yeah, there's a lot of pass rush going on.
Pat, what do you guys have to do as a coaching staff to help Keaton make better decisions in those moments? I mean, sometimes he doesn't take the shot when it's there. Then times like the interception when Carter's open and flat, he's forcing it. What do you have to do to help him find the balance of when to make the right calls?
You got to keep coaching him. I mean, it's just again, it's not easy, guys. You sit back there and Jerry's got his. There's a lot of things flying at you, and when you get hit in the back of the head one time, your decisions change a little bit, and we got to keep coaching them. We got to protect them. That's the first thing we should do, is give him protection. Again, he got sacked, but he got hit a few, only twice, but he got hit a few times, and again, it's a new offense too, guys. Don't forget. I mean, Kenny Pickett wasn't where he was a year ago compared to the year before, compared to the year before. So it takes time, and whether it's a transfer quarterback or, we all want instant success. I get it, and it's the same thing for Kenny right now compared to where he's going to be in 2 or 3 years. It's just it's a different ballgame, a different speed, and a different offense. So I think those are all things you got to take into account. But we're happy with what he's doing. We got to be more consistent, and again, that's across the board. Across the board, offensively, defensively, and special teams. So
I think after the game, you said you didn't consider changing the quarterback. You kind of just brushed that off. But really, over the last 8 years, you haven't really made a lot of in-game quarterback changes, maybe once or twice early in 2017. Is that something you're just sort of philosophically against? Is it something you consider in the middle of games when the quarterback's struggling?
No. We can do whatever we want to do. You mess with a football team when you do that. There's the psychological effects when you do stuff like that. I think that what are you moving for? And again, I watch practice every day, And we're playing our best football player right now, quarterback. I got no doubt about Keaton is our best quarterback to help us win a football game right now. Hey, if you guys want to, maybe we have a scrimmage and bring somebody in and let you guys watch, and then you guys tell me afterwards. But right now, that's kind of where we are, and we can start all over if you guys want to. But that's not something I'm very fond of as a football coach. I think we believe in our guys at every position, and it's our job to coach them and get them better. And that's why I said it starts with us. Chris asked, what do we do? We keep coaching them, and again, it'll get through. And again, we got to coach our other guys too, so they protect the quarterback and the rest of the thing. So it's everybody. It's not just one guy. And we talked about that after the game.
I'm sorry, Pat. You talked about how he got knocked around a little bit. Maybe that affected his decision.
Maybe. And again, I say maybe.
Or the coach. Is he talking to Frank between series, and is Frank gauging where he's at and maybe changing kind of what you guys do to try to help?
Yeah, they talk over there. They're on the phone. So I'm not on the phone with him. I went over there after he threw the first pick and said, "Hey, don't worry about it. Smack him on the butt and let him go." But they'll talk, and they're trying to figure it out, and but he doesn't seem shaken, and that's the big thing. So he's a quarterback. They got a lot of stuff on their mind.
Looking at North Carolina's schedule, it looks like they're in a lot of high-scoring games. They have a top-rated offense and the bottom-of-the-barrel defense statistically. Do you think your team is able to compete in a shootout-type game like that, or do you think that the way you beat them is by controlling time of possession?
Well, you tell me. I hope so.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to compete every – we get to go play a ranked team on the road at night again, prime time, and probably going to do it the next week after that. But I think we can compete. I think our kids believe, and we just got to go play better. Just don't turn the ball over, and you got a chance.
But is the game plan to control time of possession and not make it a shootout, or do you think that it comes to a 50-50 type game that you guys are able to go toe-to-toe with them and hang around?
I don't know what it's going to be. If I knew that, we'd maybe change our game plan right now. But, we want our defense to play really good. We don't want to give up a lot of points, and we want to score one more point than they do. And right now, the game plan changed. If it's 21-0 in the first quarter and we're down, the game plan changes a little bit, okay? But, we'll have enough in to take care of whatever happens. But, we're going to think on a positive realm there and hope that doesn't happen.
Pat, you mentioned it. It's not just Keaton with the offense. What more do you need to see from the receivers?
We need to see a lot more. You practiced all week, and again, I feel bad for those guys sometimes. It just seems like there's some bad luck, in that room. Pregame, we find out that Bub kind of got hurt in pregame. Bub Means got hurt in pregame. Little IT band. We thought he went in even during warmups. We thought they were going to rub it down and put a little spit on it, and he'd be ready to go. But we come in after pregame, and he's not ready to go. So then we go over the quick game plan. Gavin's his backup, but we wanted to get Jalen Barden on the field, and it's just one of those issues. Depth-wise, we took a hit, a year ago or whatever, and so we're trying to get Barden ready to go there, and just give him the cliff notes on that position, thinking that he could be able to do it. And it wasn't fair to him to even try to do that. He struggled to get lined up, so we had to go with Gavin, who did a nice job in there when he was in there, because at least he could get lined up. We need to see more playmaking out of him, and again, it's rough when you're down low. You're low on numbers. So.
Was Jaden Bradley's thought process decided he wanted to transfer?
You can ask him. I'm over that one.
Pat, how's the performance from your
Ask him.
How's a performance like this from your defense build confidence out of the bye and going forward against this North Carolina team, which can put up points?
Say it again now.
The defense.
Yep.
How they were able to limit Louisville. You mentioned they, were able to contain them to low number of points. Given the matchup against North Carolina, how they can score, how much of a confidence build is that coming out of the bye?
I think our defense has confidence. As a matter of fact, they're upset that they gave up 17 points. That's kind of, I just got a phone with one of them before I walked in here today, just like, Coach, we're going to be better. And it's like, they got an attitude about them that they don't want them to score any touchdowns. And again, like I said, 10-7, I'm like, hey, guys, they don't score, we win. So they got that kind of, in their mind. And again, played good football, for most of the day. So it's a great challenge for them. And I think, tough teams like the challenge. To me, I'd much rather put our defense against one of the best as opposed to going out there and then look at the tape and they're like, Coach, he's got. I mean, you put the tape on. The worst thing I did last night, I didn't sleep very good, is watched all the big runs and big passes. They're pretty good. I mean, Drake May is pretty good. He can make all the throws. He can run. He's 6'5". He is going to be. I mean, and I tell you what, the ACC quarterbacks now. I think I've said this before. ACC quarterbacks, it's a real deal. You're dealing with. I mean, this conference is no joke as far as quarterbacks. I don't think there's a better conference in the country than the ACC as far as quarterback plays. You can discuss everything else you want, but the quarterbacks in the ACC, oof.
I thought Warden would get more playing time, or maybe Henry one catch in the game. Is he still in the plans moving forward?
We'd like him to be. We just got to get him in the right position. I mean, like I said, he was backing up Kanate, and it was just a bad draw. I mean, it's just, we'd like to get him involved. He's fast. We got to get him to know what to do all the time, and it wasn't fair to him to put him in that position because he just was, it's hard. It ain't easy. Knowing one position is hard enough as it is to know 2 and 3. So.
Pat, you often talk about the explosives on both sides of the ball deciding the game. Do you guys have to draw up more opportunities for Keaton to get one-on-one chances to just launch the ball? He has a strong arm. You guys have receivers that you like the skill set of. You have to draw up more opportunities for that to happen in the game so that it's not as many. He doesn't have to make as many decisions in a drive, and he can hit on one of those plays.
Again, I'm the head coach. I will let our offense deal with that, and I don't want to take a bunch of shots, and I got to sit in here and have you guys talk about why he threw a pick, right? I want completed balls. I like 9 of 11. If we go 9 of 11 in the first half, 9 of 11 in the second half, and throw it where we're supposed to, it's a good thing. And people are playing, with a guy deep in the middle of the field. It takes away some of your shots. It's going to open up your run game a little bit. So we'll see what they do.
Pat, you mentioned how good the quarterback play is in this league. At the same time, I was looking at the numbers today. I think 9 of the top 50 defenses in the FBS or ACC teams. That's in yards. 7 of the top 50 in points. That's by far the most of any of the Power Fives. Is there
there's good defense in the ACC?
Yeah. I mean, is there something about this conference? I mean, or is it just the style of play is maybe just a little more? You're not running 65 plays or 85 plays. You're running 65.
Yeah, I don't know. No, it's tempo. I don't think it has anything to do with the play numbers. I can tell you that, but because there's a lot of plays being run. I don't know what it is. I'm kind of in my little bubble here, just worried about Pitt and worried about North Carolina.
I mean, you're in those groups.
Yeah.
In terms of being the better defenses in the country. There's something about this conference that lends itself to having, good defensive play.
I have no idea. I just know someone's recruited some good quarterbacks. I don't know about the defensive play, but I'm just worried about what we do on defense and what we do on offense and special teams and what we're going to face this week with North Carolina. Maybe after the season we'll study.
Pat, you have to – the margin for error for you guys to get to the championship game is basically almost gone. Is that something that comes up, and do you have to sort of shift your sights a little bit?
You know what? I don't think you ever shift your sights because you never know what's going on. There's so much parity in college football. After the Georgia Tech game, I said, guys, we ain't got to worry about it. I didn't say anything after this game. We need to just worry about winning one game and not even worry about where we are going. And, the focus got to be North Carolina, not where we're going to be. And I'm not going to worry about it. We just got to keep going. We got 5 games to play, and, we got to be 1-0 each week. And then we'll see what happens, We don't control it, but there's a lot of things that can happen.
Are there struggles in offense, things where you have to initiate a change, not in personnel, but like there has to be a change in something, tone, pace, or is it a matter of sticking to the plan and people have to kind of fall in line with what you guys have been scheming?
I mean, I think when you talk struggles, it seems like I think we talked about this maybe last week. We're running the ball pretty good, okay. Really hired Coach Signetti because I knew he could run it and throw it. But you got to go based on your personnel. We're a good run football team right now, identity-wise. You guys want to change that and open up the tempo and start throwing it 50 times a game. Good luck to you. That's not who we are right now. That's not how we're built outside. And so we got to do what our personnel does best and try to win a football game that way. Period. If you try to be somebody you aren't, we're going to have bigger problems. And so we have to just be who we are and get the ball in our players' hands that need it, period.
If you had many encounters friendly encounters we're talking about with Mac Brown over the years? And what are some good Mac Brown stories?
You know, I don't have any. You know, I don't have a bunch of Mac Brown. I just think he's a legend. I love him. I just think he's great for college football. Period. I'm glad he's out of the media industry and back into college football because he's good for college football. He gets it. He's old school, and you know, just listening in coaches, hang out with him in coaches meetings and all that. But he gets it. And he's old school. And that's what I love about him. He does it the right way.